All right, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to Vesta Angels Tarot. Just getting your paperwork together. 1 second. Today is the first day of March 2025. I hope everybody is well. All right, so we're gonna have a lot of stuff to go on in the month of March. So I'm not doing your moon reading today unless I come back on in a little bit and do that. I think for Vedic Sidereal, it may be in Aquarius um, because the eclipse moon is going to be in Pisces. Again, for Vedic Sidereal, not tropical and or Western. Okay. So, but I do have a title for you. Um, the perfect thing for you to do right now as advice is to be observant. Okay. So this was not the card that I was picturing when I was getting like the download, the information, the ringing in my ears. This is not the card. It was another card that had observation on it, but I can't figure out what deck it was. So I'm using this particular card out of that deck, and it is saying aura. And as you can see, somebody is walking it, and their aura field is very bright, right? Also like a shield of protection. You know, a lot of times when you stay an observer, you see everything. Instead of being more as a participant, right now I'm getting the energy of to stay, you don't necessarily have to stay silent unless the high priestess come out, but I'm getting a sense of staying in your aura field, okay? A sense of protection. You are protected, yes. And it's also like it's giving off a sense of vibration, vibratory. I don't even know if that's a word. Vibratorial. I don't know if that's a word. Type of energy, okay? Something that you may be or continue, to energetically give off or vibe off. Okay. Yes. I also put out a new shout out post in my community tab. Shout out to Mel. Also, it's a shout out to David Nuez. And also another shout out to Beauty's Art and Miss Linda. The more that you leave comments during the month and it totals up, it don't matter what total amount that you leave comments. I always will start to screenshot it, and if I forget, y'all remind me. I will always try to screenshot it and put it in the community tab. If you don't want to be shouted out, such as your screenshot of your username, then always just let me know in the comments, or you can always email me. Okay. Um, because everybody maybe don't want their name screenshotted and put it out in the YouTube feed. But people a lot of times want to watch anonymously. But thank you again to all my moderators, my loyal subscribers, any new subscribers. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Don't forget, I have another channel, Yes or No Tarot. To quickly get to that channel, you can always go to my community tab and follow the link over there, because if you search it, I don't think it really comes up that much. Okay, where do these cards go? Oh, they go in here. Alrighty, let's see. We haven't used this deck also in a while, so let's see what comes out here. But your main focus is the observation, okay? Your aura. This is also, anytime I see this card for my channel, I also get like spirit guides and or a spirit. Um, some of you believe in that, some of you don't. Um, my condolences to the family of the beautiful musician, singer um, that recently passed away. And I said, the other day talking about that Mars energy, and I specifically, I think it was 2 days ago, I called out about car accidents, right? Anytime we're talking about Mars, we have been having a lot of accidents with transportation. The other day, I think about 2 days ago, I specifically said car accidents. You know, we've been having a lot of energy about, of course, the planes, but that was Mars retrograde in Gemini. But as of February 23rd, Mars is still in Gemini, but it's direct now. So I'm not saying that unfortunately we may not still have accidents and or allegedly accidents in the sky, because Mars is a force. It is a very aggressive force. But now that Mars is direct in Gemini, at least most of the communication when it comes to the data, um, the electromagnetic frequencies that a lot of these transportational type of vehicles, okay, uses, which is like sonar, the radar system. It uses a lot of geo, like directional type of data, like a GPS and things like that. Anytime you will have Mars as a retrograde in a communication house is going to be a lot of issues, a lot of mechanical issues. It may not necessarily allegedly be by the human that is operating it, but it can be like a mishap, a misguide between the retrograde energy of the Mars retrograde in third house of Mercury and um, the interaction. Allegedly it can be from a human doing it, like a human doing the action and the process of it, while the force of Mars as a retrograde energy in third house of Gemini um making like the calculations wrong. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, the human is using the computer as help, but the humans are also using their own know-how and or knowledge as expertise, or allegedly a lack of expertise, and it's a mishap. It's a mishap that ends in destruction, in other words, okay? And where's my paper? I just want to show you this also. I mean, you've been watching enough readings now that you know that Mars is a very, very warrior, aggressive type of energy. And unfortunately, you know, um, we surely, don't like that, right? Um, but just showing you here, like Mars is a courage to fight, frustration, destruction, discipline, opinions, and strength. And when you have that type of energy interacting as humans with their know-how or lack of know-how, right? It a lot of times it will equal up as um, something coming out as a destruction. Um, Okay, I'm not going to take these, but I'm going to show them to you real quick. You have the Angel of Comfort with relationships in reverse. It's still giving the same timeline when it comes to love and relationship. And again, this is why I'm saying that right now it is not, unfortunately, going to be a great time for any type of partnership to be consoled. I feel, as the reading is trying to say, it's more of a time for you to stay in observation, wait and to see what happens, especially with Saturn that's about to go into Pisces this month, and it's going to stay in Pisces, Vedic Sidereal, for the next 2.5 years. You're going to have Venus that's going to be retrograde in Pisces. You're going to have Mercury that's retrograde in Pisces. Um, I do Vedic Sidereal, like I said, so you're going to have the Sun there. Um, you also is going to have Rahu that is still there. Um, Everything is going to be over there except for the eclipse is going to be there. Okay, the moon and a eclipse moon. Everything is going to be there except for Mars and K2. So any Pisces that are watching, um, it's gonna be a very hard time for you to get through the month of March. But then also Saturn, like I said, it's about to stay in your zodiac sign. Um, it's gonna start probably in the middle of March. We're gonna do a reading about that, but it's gonna be there the next 2.5 years. So Pisces, anything that you need to get together and get straightened up, your life, your love, your relationships, your job, career, your stability, your attitude, your feelings, your emotions, Saturn is going to be there. And Saturn is about discipline. Okay? So let's keep going. We're going to save that for that video. And then it's going to be an eclipse there on March the 27th. But let's do today's reading. This is in reverse, which is the angel of communication. Okay? So, like I said, I don't know, when is Mercury going retrograde? Oh, where's my paper? Mercury is going retrograde March the 15th. So, and I'm not just talking about Pisces right now. So, for a lot of you, if no type of communication is done or had or received and or given by March the 15th, by Mercury, we all know that things from the past does surface when Mercury goes retrograde, right? It doesn't bring the X back. It brings up the opportunity for communication to happen, okay? To see if things can be resolved. Mercury is not a relationship. That's probably why we seen the relationship card in reverse. Mercurial energy is not a relationship energy, okay? It's not a relationship um, planet. That's more of Venus. That's more of maybe possibly Jupiter. Okay, something like that. Especially Venus, number one. Mercury is not about that. Mercury is all. Hey, Miss Linda. Mercury is all about communication. It's about words. It's about courage, willpower, um, making a decision to finally take action based on the communication that you get or that you don't get. Okay, or is that communication or input as data, how is it received? If you don't get it, how will you still press forward without having the information that you need to help to guide you? Okay, or to, in other words, help you to make a decision. What are you gonna do? That's where the courage and the willpower comes in, or kicks in, or it should, for you to, again, Mercury energy, to recalculate, to re-strategize, to redo, to rethink, um, to remember, right? All of the RE, to reflect. Um, and that's when you pull back because you're rethinking, you know. You don't press forward without rethinking something, because that also can produce destruction. because you don't go into a war, Mars energy, without some type of plan. Okay, where am I going to put these soldiers? Where are we going to come in at? What type of tanks or ships or whatever that we're going to use? You don't, because remember we're talking about Mars energy, right? And also Mercury. So without a plan, you just don't go off and charge forward without rethinking and re-strategizing. So whatever this communication is, whether it's about your bills, your housing, your job, career, or job interview, for some of you, love, relationship, um, government, whatever it is, right? It's not here yet. So, like I said, it may come before March the 15th. It may come when Mercury starts to go retrograde. But we all know, based on my channel, I teach y'all all the time that we're already in the Mercury retrograde energy. Um, 7 days before, 7 days after, right? So, so this can happen all of a sudden within the next 6 days. If not, you may be one of the ones, your particular journey, where you start to receive whatever communication you need. It may be a letter in the mail. It may be an email, right? It may be a DM, a text, a conversation, an actual phone call. Whatever this is, okay? Not saying that you necessarily have to accept it. We're going to continue to find out. But remember, we're in the observation. So if this is a person coming back to you, for some of you, do not accept nothing off the bat. If this is a best friend trying to reconnect with you, say you'll think about it. Or, maybe I don't want to talk about this right now. Can you give me a couple of days to get back to you? If this is somebody trying to reconnect, to put you back in their surroundings, um, tell them you'll think about it. I really didn't like your previous behavior, so I need to rethink while I remember how you did, how you treated me, and if I would like to be friends with you again. Because, because right now you're re strategizing your life. Okay? So, but that's just advice. You take it how it resonates for you. Grounding, yes. Almost the same thing to me as observation. Anytime you is observating, you are standing still. You are in a stagnant type of energy, a rest. Okay? You're taking a break. Um, you know how sometimes you could be around friends or even maybe you're at your job, right? And everybody, let's just say you're at your job. Everybody is grouped together. They're laughing, giggling, and cackling and making a fool out of themselves, representing the company very stupidly. They're loud and boisterous and rude and ghetto or whatever. And you're just off to the side being an observer. Rethinking your position, rethinking, do you want to still work here? Rethinking society and how people act, you know. But that's the observing type of energy, right? Grounding yourself. Remember also that your roots is strong as your growth, or as strong as your growth needs to be. Something that maybe right now that you do not need to move very quickly. Okay, even in this picture, this person is not hurrying, right? They're taking very slow steps, maybe because they're waiting on communication, guidance, or information um, on where they're going. Okay, so now you have belief, the angel of belief. I actually want to get one more because something may change or come to you as to truly what you need to believe, or a change in your beliefs. Now, anytime we say that on my channel, that connects for me to perception and perspective. You may have a change about it. And a change in your perception and your perspective will be that re strategizing. Okay, that is what we do when we're in mercurial energy or Mercury type of retrograde energy. It's a time to observate. It's a time to take in all that you need to take in, research, think, re-strategize, replan, redo, remember on maybe how something didn't work out in the past. So now you need to re-strategize and think of a new idea, a new concept, a new way of doing something, a new way to plan and execute your savings. Um, re-strategize that, okay, I'm getting this many hours from this job and I'll be off these days, so let me re-strategize my work plan and maybe use those off days to sign up for school or to make money as entrepreneurial for a hobby or a skill that you do as a service or something you have to offer, or go get another job, maybe delivering food, um, and doing something, okay, some type of ride share, something that you can do on your off days. Maybe you thought about it before, okay, or you did it before and now you're remembering that you can maybe go back to do that as a supplement type of income, whatever it may be. I'm just throwing out different type of ideas or something somebody can resonate with. But when we're talking about belief, we are also talking about, for me, Taurus second house. Okay, so, and Jupiter is there. Oh, that's the only other planet that will not be in Pisces with this, which is Jupiter. Jupiter will remain in Pisces. I mean, Taurus, because it just went direct in Taurus. And now we have, see what I'm saying? Angel of Solitude. hmm They always gonna reconfirm me that what I'm saying is already giving you the message. Taking a break, solitude, a sense of withdrawal, observation, kind of holding back, observing others instead of participating. Okay, sit back and observe, watch, listen, see. Mercurial energy, right? Mercury third house. Listen, 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 listen. As you're listening, observe the words that you're taking in. Observe and listen to the words that you are reading, right? Because anytime you read, you're reading out loud to yourself also, because you're listening at the same time that you're reading. God is phenomenal in how, you're welcome. Angel of Challenges in reverse. Okay, so that tells me that you may not feel, your belief for some of you may feel not all the way there, such as faith, okay, because of some challenges that a lot of us as citizens of our own countries, right, we have been going through a lot of things, a lot of changes, a lot of challenges, whether it's love, relationship, marriage, money, child, children, housing, stability, job, career, your car messing up, whatever it is, right? We've all will continue to have challenges, so that's never going to go away. And that's something that you always have to remember. You as humans, us as humans, we're all going to have challenges. It's about how you deal with them. It's about how you continue to observe them instead of jumping yourself or putting yourself into challenges that you may not necessarily need to be in. Okay? And then now you got to wiggle yourself out or find a way out of a challenge that you were not supposed to be involved in. Okay? You don't jump in everything and everybody else's business, affairs, fights, arguments, financial issues. Okay? Yes. So, and also, accepting a person that has emotional or love baggage that for some of you may be trying to come towards you or be in a relationship with you, and now you involve yourself into that, and that becomes a challenge or an extra challenge on your plate that you necessarily did not need to involve into your life. Okay. All right. So now we have, see what I'm saying? Mars energy, fire, spontaneity. Now we've been seeing this in the past couple of readings. And again, like we're talking about, Mars is now direct in Gemini. Now it won't be moving into Cancer until April. Okay, it won't be moving into Cancer until April 2nd, April the 3rd. So February up until April, that's almost like 3 months or so. That now we have to deal with Mars being direct in Gemini. So this is why again I'm saying be more of an observer. Okay, and I'm looking at this. They're pointing this out to me. You see how that energy is contained over you, and it's also contained over this fire, but this is a fire inside of a fireplace inside of a home or a cabin or whatever, right? So it's kind of like contained spontaneity. Observe, continue to listen, observe, pay attention to, um, before you spontaneously um, involve yourself in a situation, right? Keep your sense of grounding. Now, we also down here in Atlanta just got a weather, oh shoot. We just got a weather notification for the past couple of days that the state of Georgia, or a long path in the state of Georgia, which includes the area that I'm in, is in uh, a fire type of advisory, saying that the trees and the grass and things like that um, are going to be very more prone to fire breakouts. Now, we already seen and known through a couple of other states where that stuff is going on, but with the tree here and the fire, it may be some outbreaks, spontaneity of some fire outbreaks in Georgia. Also, specifically, can be Atlanta. Stay observant of your area where you're in too. I'm just speaking of Atlanta because it is on my weather update. It's been coming on for the past couple of days. I wonder if it's still here. Hmm. It's not here anymore. But you know what? It only got to show me one time observant. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of things that you have to catch when they show it to you, but never forget belief. Okay? Never forget. But I've been seeing it on my Channel 2 weather app that it had the outbreak saying that, Atlanta or the state of Georgia was going to be prone to fires. So anybody that may be listening, try to get rid of debris, leaves, anything that is combustible around your house. We also had the passing of an actor and his wife lately in New Mexico due to carbon monoxide, or that's what they're saying allegedly. Um, Something here can happen out of nowhere, spontaneity, okay? Um, and you may not get any communication from the people or companies that you rely on, such as the weather, such as your apartment complex, such as um, you know, different type of companies that send out emails or alerts or anything like that. Remember, because Mars is in Mercury, a communication house, and communication is here in reverse. Okay, so get rid of any trees, Shrubbery. I'm looking at this here. Get rid of any trees or shrubbery, um, splinters, logs, leaves, anything like that for the people who live in homes or townhomes. Okay, most townhomes or apartments got landscape people to take care of the grounds. But if not, stay very observant to your areas. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Some of you also may be, look at there, a omen. You see what I'm saying? Some of you may be at home alone. See there? This is what I'm saying. I just said about, um, and you see the birds there? Okay. Pay attention to birds. I know a lot of you have birds as your animal totem. Um, but if you start to see groups of birds and things like that, like if you decide to go outside or you got birds coming to your window or anything like that, um, pay attention to the omens. Okay? Pay attention to the omens. Oh, they're giving me all type of messages. Make sure that you're cleaning out your dryer vent behind it on the side. Make sure you're cleaning out your dryer vent. You know how you pull the thing out and you pull the lint off of it? Make sure you're keeping up with that. I got one of those dryer vent cleaners from the Dollar Tree where it's like a long wand with a brush on the end, and it's very extendable, and you can go down inside of the vent on your dryer and move it around and get a lot of that lint that is being pushed down by the dryer thing itself, and get all that extra lint off from in there. Okay, but just pay attention. Okay, be very observant. Some of you also may not believe in angelic auras or angels, but they also could be guiding you. Okay, and you may see some type of omen that is given to you by ancestor, by a loved one, or something like that. Some of you may be also seeing messages from a loved one here, because you are now keeping yourself even grounded more. At a period of time, I'm hearing also that some of you have not been getting communication from a past loved one. It's because of your lack of grounding. Okay? Because of your lack of grounding, because of a challenge or challenges that you have maybe been going through. Um, and because, we're humans, it takes us out of grounding. Um, if you need to go outside, like you always hear people say, walk in the grass, ground yourself with the soul, which is what we are, of your feet, and connected to Gaia, which is the earth. Um, Taking a walk. Let's try to do it in the daytime when a lot of people maybe is around for safety. Walking in some type of park or wilderness or something. I don't know. I'm looking at that tree. Some of you also have a special tree that's located in your backyard and you feel that it's ancestral. It is. It is a lot of aura or entities that is connected, ancestral entities that is connected to this tree. You've been talking to this tree, but it has not been communicating to you. So you've been on and off, but you go to it or go around it or you sit by it by yourself, keeping your faith in a sense of belief that you will get communication from the tree. They always say to hug a tree. Make sure ain't no fire ants on it before you do it. Um, hug a tree. Okay, if you hug some type of tree here, maybe also the tree of life, it will communicate to you. 11th house of friends in reverse. Some of you also are being very observant or will have to be very observant of your friend, platonic and or love. You know, This is the switch that I was talking about of Saturn leaving 11th house of Aquarius, again Vedic sidereal, not tropical western, that it will be moving from Saturn into Pisces for the next 2.5 years. Okay. So this is an omen because this has not happened yet, which is the moving of Saturn into Pisces. So it will be a lack of communication or a die down in communication from friends, or the urge to hang out or to be around friends because you got solitude here. Okay, so you're gonna be focusing more on your grounding. You're gonna be more observant, which is a retractable type of energy, right? But even if you still go out, and hang out with friends or next door neighbors in your community or whatever, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I ain't seeing you as much. You must be real busy," you know. So they're gonna see the more observing side of yourself. They're gonna see through you as the more solitude. You're gonna be like, "Oh, well, nothing's wrong with me. I've just been," and you're gonna make up something. So this is where I always talk about the mask. Okay, we see people as mask. We don't never really present our full self to people, and people never present their full self to you. So you're gonna say, "Oh, well, I've just been busy." No, you've been solitude. You've been solitude. You've been forced more into be more observant. Okay, you've been listening, watching, and paying attention, or you will be. This also will help to bring you out of certain challenges because you're not giving so much of your energy to it. Change in reverse, and one more. That's two. Okay. Chiron healing. So be very observant also to somebody who may not be having or being in the best of health right now. Um, I know I kind of got over what I had in the month of January, but it's still been lingering on a little bit. I'm not at my full 100%, but I'm really trying to be a lot more back into my spontaneity. At the same time, still remaining to be observant. Okay, I have not reconnected with friends. I've been in solitude because I've been re-strategizing, rethinking, um, redoing, recalculating, and things like that. Because I know that change is on the precipice. I know that change is coming due to an eclipse. I know that change is coming because Rahu in K2 is about to shift. It's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on for this year, a year of completion. Okay, so change is in reverse, which is the I Ching. I believe that this is a real book. Some of you may want to research it, find it, read it. I've never read it yet myself. And there go Taurus, like I said, about Jupiter being direct in Taurus right now. And it's I have in reverse. So some of you, some change may need to happen about some things that you may need to let go. Or you being forced to let go. Um, which can be people, places, and things. Material things. Okay? All right, let's clarify with the tarot and see what's going on. I do not know where my other deck is. I'm not seeing my deck. Which is crazy. And a lot of you also may start to feel a lot of feeling like lethargic. Um, I'm looking for my cards, y'all. I got all these cards mixed up. we having, I forgot I had these. My box is so big, full of cards, that they are mixed up. Oh, I'll be glad when I get my spiritual table up and running. But I like sitting on the floor. It does help to keep me grounded a little bit. Alright, I actually want to throw these out real quick. But the change has not happened. You are in the process of change. And it is also telling you to ground yourself while this change is happening. Okay? It's going to take a while. Because May is not very far away, but it is going to take a while. June. Rahu and Ketu moves on May 29th. So in the month of June can be significant. You may have a lease that is ending, or a relationship for some of you can be a change coming into your reality. Allow things to come in reverse. And this is why you have observation, okay? It's telling you to not sit back and relax, but don't necessarily participate as so much that you're yearning or eager to do. Okay, so we got morning and faster than you think. Something for some of y'all can be coming by the next morning. Or morning is going to be very significant for some of you. And February in reverse. Okay, so it's saying to me that June is going to be here. What's at the bottom? May. It's saying that things are going to change and transpire faster than you think. Okay, now that's crazy. This is the first day of March. So we got February that came out in reverse. Okay, so starting as of today through June, things are going to start to happen faster as more than you think. It's going to take a while for this completion to happen. I'm hearing till the end of the year, because that is when it will be a completion, you know, right? So not until we get into the year 2026. So it's going to take a while for this full change to come to a completion, right? How we have the 9 of Wands to the 10 of Wands. We know 9s are a completion, and the 10 or 10 of Wands is the release. I'm using that as an example. But allow these things to come. Allow these change to happen. Because it is new things that you will need to have and or acquire. And it is some things that you will be losing, unfortunately. We got Chiron healing. Vedic Sidereal, I don't keep up to where Chiron is. But if you want to research it and find out, you can. But Chiron is very similar to the 6th house of Virgo, healing. Okay? So it may take a while for some of you to truly or fully heal. This is why it's telling you also to be more observant. Don't stress yourself out. Don't rile yourself up, Queen of Swords here. You're mad, you irate, you upset, you cussing, you fussing. You don't want to talk. You don't want to integrate. You're being stubborn or refusing to listen or refusing to communicate. You don't want to talk. Whatever it may or will be going on, particularly for you. Some of you, you may get switched to mornings from nights. And also incorporating to get yourself up and out and to do more things in the morning. Okay? I'm also hearing like to utilize your time better. The first 45 minutes of the sun coming up is also the healing, the Chiron healing from source, okay? The healing energies to help your aura the first 45 minutes of the sun rising is the true healing aspects. Be more spontaneous. Start some type of fitness regimen also that can go towards your health. By June, if you start now, the eclipse, right? You will see or have very significant change, or see very significant change by May, by June. Okay, nothing is going to be fixed overnight. It's going to take a while, but it also, you can be more spontaneous to help it move faster than you think, and it needs to be done or to start now. In order for this wish and or manifestation to come in better for you or sooner for you. Ooh, come on through, retrograde. Oh, jeez Louise. You see that? I gotta get one more. For some of you, this is really about your job and career or the way that you support yourself. For some of you, it's also some type of secret. Some type of secret. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups that you are still tied to or linked to emotionally. So this eclipse is going to take or remove this challenge away or out of your life. Some of you are already on this path, Page of Swords in reverse, where you don't want to communicate, you don't want to talk, you don't want to reveal even why you don't want to talk or express yourself or say what needs to be said. But whatever this compromise, whatever this is, as the y'all know I'm still watching Supernatural, so we got Crowley right here. I'm sorry naming that card Crowley. Um, Remember Crowley here, right? It's about obsession. It can be about too much of something. Too much of something. Whether it's gluttony. And I've been hearing that word in my mind for a lot. Um, I'm not a very gluttony person, but I am, and I do recognize Crowley card over there. My gluttony for sugar. My gluttony for sugar, especially when it comes to my coffees. I have cream and coffee. I have cream and sugar, and then I add a little bit of coffee. Okay, so you already know what that means if you're an avid coffee drinker. So I know what mine is for this. It's sugar. I don't eat a lot of salt. I eat a lot of sugar, which is not very good. So I know what my compulsion is when it comes to the veil. Okay, the thin veil of the Mr. DeVille. Compromise. When it comes to your health, you do not need to compromise. Whatever this overindulgent, a sense of gluttony, something that is too much or too much going on, um, whether it's buying too much stuff, your mindset of scarcity, um, eating too much, you know, participating in too much love affairs or sexual acts, hanging around the wrong people. Um, the devil also card can be overworking yourself. Okay, overworking yourself will also lead to inner voice that popped out crazily. Overworking yourself can be an issue too to your health. Because you got observation and you got solitude. So not taking no time off for yourself to relax, to rejuvenate, to ground yourself, to ground your mind, um, can also be very hard on your health. So I did say high priestess, so she came out here. You know, it's going to be different to everybody. Compromise if you need to or want to, decide to. Queen of Swords in reverse, though. Listen to your inner voice. Some of you also, you know, if you need to or want to initiate healing, or somebody may initiate healing with you, trying to fix and compromise the heartbreak, heartache that they did and or caused. You may still not even have any patience for this situation and or person, or this person is wanting to compromise but is refusing to listen to their inner voice. There are more into a lack of patience, which is to me this devil card here connected to a three of swords in reverse. Why? See there, the dream. Um, why are they upset because of the way that they did you, and because they did not listen to their inner voice when they were doing too much? This person is needing to, you or somebody else, listen to their dream. 11, see their isolation. You see the tears coming out of the frozen man. hmm If you or somebody else do not listen to their dream, which is their inner voice, their intuition, bottom of the deck, letting go, they may not can't cope. This is why we rarely see the Chiron healing come out. We don't really see this card come out too much in my deck over the years. It rarely comes out. You can search my playlist in my videos and see if I have a title of Chiron healing, but it rarely comes out. Okay, so this is a huge healing process that is happening to both of you. One of you, it could be a family, a friend. It could just be all about you. But somebody is having a lot of vivid dreams about you. They're becoming very impatient. They're wanting or needing to listen to their intuition or inner voice about compromising on what they want to say or need to say, or if they don't or lack the urge to. Now that Mars will be direct in Gemini, a communication house, okay, this person will feel the urge um, to come across to say something. If they don't, then by April anyway, because the eclipse would have happened, and also it would be so much closer to Ketu and Rahu moving, that this situation, the eclipse is going to let it go anyway. It's going to eclipse it out. So again, before I let you go, Mercury going retrograde March the 15th, right? Venus also is going retrograde tomorrow. So this inner voice with the dream is causing this person intuitively to do something. But if they feel you are the Queen of Swords in reverse, then you've already let go. And you may come across and express yourself with very choice words, Queen of Swords in reverse, that you're not emotionally feeling this anymore. You don't really have anything to say, to communicate. You're also realizing that you're not in love or want to be in love with this situation as much as you used to be. Uh, you have different dreams now, and you're realizing, or will continue to realize after the eclipse, that you're not going to isolate yourself particularly about your dreams anymore. Now, you may be physically solitude from groups of people, okay, because you're going to be working on something very much more solo, which is your own healing process, and paying attention more to your job, career, or whatever your type of source of income is. But with the Eight of Cups in the reverse, though, this eclipse is going to help you to finally let go of this emotional baggage. Even if you still haven't been talking to the person, but you've been thinking about them, I see it here. Okay? So it's still some type of mind, Mercury energy um, connection. And the mind is still trying to connect to the heart, but your heart is not really there anymore, but your mind has not let it go. Okay? But once you do eclipse this, your luck is going to start to change. Make sure you pay attention to your omens. Um, Pay attention to any birds and things like that. You see a flock of birds anywhere, that means that you got a message coming in. Yeah, see, they're in between worlds. That's too many. I see birds all the time, so I know omens when I see them. Um, it can be a message that you hear somebody else talking. Maybe you're in the grocery store, the corner store, and you hear somebody talking on the phone, and you hear them fussing and cussing. You be like, ooh, Venus in reverse, Venus in retrograde. Okay, you be like, ooh, okay, Mercury about to go retrograde. So you already know, boom, what it is, right? But they don't know, and they just fussing and cussing over the phone, and you walking by these people, or you hear people arguing in your community, outside, and you be like, oh man, I see what Vesta was talking about. Okay, be very observant to things and situations that are going on. I do have another message. The United States needs to compromise and listen to their inner voice, because they're doing or feeling very impatient right now, allegedly, because the United States does have a aura, does have a energy, right? So the United States does have a certain dream that it has to abide by, however you want to say it. And we are not going to be isolated or have isolation, okay? We are or will going to fulfill this dream as a country. We are in between worlds right now, the black and white, the fog going into the color, into prosperity. Um, but this bottom row down here also reminds me of the visit that we had from the other person from another country just the other day. See there, no peace like home and orphaned. Again, solitude, observation, being alone, retracting yourself, feeling alone. You can be alone, but that don't mean you're lonely. Okay? I don't know, it takes a lot of learning for people to disassociate being alone and being lonely. I'm alone all the time, but I ain't lonely, you know. And I recognize the difference so that it doesn't make me feel orphaned. See, being flexible. Then it's also this compromise card here. Something you will need to be compromising on, or will be, whether it's a work schedule, reconnecting with a friend, love, or platonic. Um, I'll start back talking to you, but these are the terms. Um, if you're refusing to compromise, then at some point in time, the help of the release of that is going to make you feel orphaned. And this will cause you, or want to cause you, to be solitude, okay? Or to act out that you're feeling orphaned, neglected, left alone, um, rejected, right? All of that type of energy. But it also is the between worlds, the transition, the transformation that you are going to, or in the midst of, Chiron healing into the change. Okay, the eclipse, the moon, the eclipse, the Rahu, the K2 that is moving, Saturn retrograde, Venus retrograde. That's a lot of retrograde energy. That's one, two, that's four planets retrograde. Remember, Rahu and K2 stay retrograde. Okay, they don't never go direct. They always stay in a retrograded energy. Okay, so that Saturn, Rahu, K2, and also Venus. Then an eclipse. That's a lot going on. That's a lot. A lot, a lot. So watch your energy, watch your mindset, watch your beliefs. Stay flexible. Stay more observant. You don't really have to speak or talk or input your information or make conversation. Now is a great time to keep yourself out of a lot of stuff. Okay, to keep you more safe, to keep yourself grounded. If people feel like you jump ship, then let them feel like that. Okay, um, no peace like home. So make your home your peace. Make yourself your own sense of peace. Whoever this is also that is dreaming about you, thinking of you, they feel you that you were their peace. But they're in between worlds. They feel like they you don't want to come out of the gray, the black and white, the non-action into the color, into happiness. They feel like you orphaned them, you rejected them, you don't want to be around them, you disconnected, okay? And that you're being more flexible to other things, other people in your life, a new relationship. But that's their issue, okay? Because they should have been doing right in the first place. So this is why they're lacking patience. Um, but you you're not out of their energy because they still dream and emphasize and see you as their person. Some of you feel orphaned because you have not gotten into a love relationship yet, or gotten engaged, or met somebody that can leads to that. But that's going to change this spring, summer. Okay? All right. I think that's enough. Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you check out my community tab. Put a like there for the shout outs to David Nuez. You got Mel, you got Miss Linda again, and also Beauty's Art. Um, I will go back up under my studio, YouTube studio, and see who else that I can screenshot and put up in my community tab. I thank y'all so much. Also, subscribe to my other channel, Yes or No Tarot. The link is all over my channel if you need to find it. But you can go straight to my community tab and click the video there. And I will see y'all in the next one.